Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends, as this video is brought to you by drroto.com.
That's right. I am Dr. Roto, and this is brought to you by drroto.com. It is Friday Night Lights. It's our DFS video with me, Dr. Roto, and my friends, Willie Walls. What's up, Willie? How are you?
All is well, man. I'm just glad to be back. Football is back, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Somebody's excited. And our newest friend, and of course, Willie and he are friends, but it's Odell Blocker. We know him better as the great Swami. What's going on, Swami? How are you today?
I'm here for duty, sir.
Oh, he's recording. He's ready. All right. So we're going to be talking DFS. You know how we roll. We've been doing this for a while. We give you the picks that you need. I need another rich friend in this world, and we're going to make it happen for you. All right. DraftKings Millionaire Maker. Let's get it started, guys. Quarterback position. Willie Walls. Who's your first guy?
Well, we talked about this earlier, and it's a game that we think that is pretty sneaky, that a lot of people probably won't be going to, and it's going to be, a quarterback that we're going to have. We're going to pay up for one. And I'm going to let Odell talk about that. But we also got a game, with the Eagles and Atlanta that we think is going to have a lot of fantasy goodness. So, what we found out before, quarterbacks that, run and pass are kind of essential to the Millie Maker. So, we think that the Philadelphia quarterback is interesting, and so is Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan and Odell. Won't you give those stats that you was telling me about for the quarterback for Matt Ryan, what he did last year?
Yeah, Matt Ryan obviously started the season off pretty hot. Had a couple of games in there in the middle where the entire team wasn't doing so well, but then he finished the season kind of strong. And that connection with him and Calvin Ridley is real. I think they are probably top 10 as far as quarterback receiver go. And he has a new weapon with this tight end that's coming in, Pitts. And I think we're really going to see Atlanta's offense make some noise. Now, as far as their defense, maybe not so much. And that's why we really like Philly. And as Willie said, when you're talking about Millie makers, you're always looking for opportunities to double stack and then come back with, preferably a receiver.
So if we're going to correlate, right, and we agree we like Ryan, and we like Ridley. Maybe we can go Pitts, right? We go with that stack. Do we come back with Devonta Smith? Do we come back with Dallas? I don't think we come back with Goddard. Do we come back with a cheap Kenneth Gainwell? Do we come back with Miles Sanders? Who do we come back with?
You come back with a receiver, Devonta Smith. You come back with Devonta Smith. That's the person you will come back with, because we just saw a recent study in the Millie Maker last year, and most of the percentages came back with a receiver. Surprising, not a running back.
Swami, are you into Devonta Smith, or do you want to go even cheaper and get Gainwell?
I wouldn't be mad a Gainwell or Regard, but I think that Philly offense, I feel like they go tight end a lot, and so Goddard, even though Willie is right, wide receiver is kind of the pro pick there, but I'm very interested in what they do with their tight end, and I can see them getting double-digit targets. And it's still some uncertainty with Smith. His preseason wasn't, what I would have liked to see, but it is a lot of promise there, and I think he's going to have a big year, so I'm not mad at Smith at all.
Now, Willie, you said something interesting. You said Devonta Smith, right? But maybe Swami's onto something here, because Smith may go at like 6%, but Rager could be down at like 2%. Do you play it contrarian and go with the cheaper guy, or do you play with Smith because we trust him more?
I think you could go either way with it, to be honest with you. I mean, if you're now, it depends, like, because myself and Swami, we do not play a lot of lineups. We play like about 20, we will max out the $3 lineup and we'll play a couple of Millie Makers. We never play a lot of lineups. So when we put our lineups together, we get a lot of thought into these lineups. Now, the thing that that's interesting about these stats is, and he's been, first of all, he's been preaching this, for years. He's always been a stat guy. Like, we've been doing, how many years have we been doing DFS? Has it been about 7 years together?
Yeah, about 7.
Yeah, because and the reason I brought him along with me, Doc, because I knew I needed a right hand person, to come along with me.
I wasn't good enough for you anymore, Willie. You needed a Swami. Doc wasn't good enough.
No. First of all, Doc, you the one. You're Ernie. You are Ernie. You make everything happen, sir. You the one that assists. You say, okay, here, Odell. You like that layup I gave you? Here go Willie. Hey, you like that duck I gave you? That's what you do. But we've been going back and forth for years, and the thing about us is that makes us different, and then that the viewers are going to find out that we eat up football. We watch film. We love it. We could watch anybody play football. My team is ass. You see this ass team I got right here, okay? But we watch football, and his team is the Ravens. But he knows the way that coach calls plays. Yeah. He knows he don't have to use a lot of those players. So we play not with our heart. We play who's going to put money in our pocket. And and I'm gonna tell you, guys, you better come back this week, this Friday. We're gonna have some stuff for you. I guarantee you, we're gonna knock some stuff off the ballpark. Listen, Doc, this is the first time I've been in 3 years that I ain't gonna have no school, no nothing like that. Doc, we ready to make some money this year. We're gonna have a big
all the
year.
time to study this up.
Yeah. Oh, study is gone. Well, I don't even care about that. We do all we do, sir. We smell football. Is that a football player? Do we smell football right here? We are just ready to go. We are both ready to go. And see, this man right here is my ride along. We ride together.
Ride or die.
So,
all right, Swami, let me ask you this. I love the Ryan stack. How good is it if we flip it and we go Hurts, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, come back with a little Ridley or Pitts? Can we live with that one?
I think you have to do it. That's probably the more fundamentally sound way to go because of Ertz's ability to maybe give you 60 yards and a touchdown on the ground. And as far as upside, I think he has some upside that's untapped. And I know the Falcons are going to show up. I know Ryan is going to put up some points. If we get the back and forth, because we talk game theory a lot. If that game theory hits, that's likely to be in the winning lineup. I like that game a lot.
Does it worry you that game's at a 48? And I mean, the Cleveland and Cincinnati is at a 50. I mean, Cleveland, Kansas City is at a 53. Do you worry about like the point totals? Do you take that into account when you make your lineups, Willie?
Absolutely. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you do. But sometimes though, Doc, it might be that sneaky game, like that Washington San Diego game. It's I think it's at a 44, something like that. Sometimes a game like that can shoot out. That people won't be on because everybody will be on the Kansas City, Philadelphia. So sometimes there'll be a game like that you could find some fantasy goodness in there because we love Gibson. You could throw it back with Herbert and you could throw it back with Herbert and
Keenan Allen.
Yeah, Keenan Allen. Yeah. Sometimes it might be one from that game that you throw in the lineup. So it doesn't, it just depends. But sometimes those type of games, that's a game that has the potential to shoot out that people are not talking about.
So that's a great question. On every optimizer I've looked at, Swami, Austin Eckler's coming up as a play. But I think people are like, why would I play Eckler against the really good Washington defense? But is that good contrarian or bad contrarian playing Eckler?
And that is not good contrarian this week. And the reason I say it is because I think Washington's defense, specifically that front seven, is pretty good. And I'm one that look at those defenses, look at what they're giving up and the potential that you have to have a big game, especially when you're paying up at back. I would look for the money. I'd find another 1,000, 1,500 to get somebody I think has a higher floor than to take a shot on the guy that's right there at that spot.
And the reason we don't like Eckler too is because he don't get the ball at the goal line.
I know.
You understand what I'm saying? So he's got to get his stuff between 15 yards and out. Does not get the ball at the goal line. We don't want that type of back. We want a back that's going to get that ball at the goal line. Right. And Eckler's not that guy.
I love Atlanta, Philadelphia. I'm all in. I'm going to give you guys a game. You tell me if I'm crazy. Swami, I'm thinking Cincinnati, Minnesota. I'm smelling a Bengals stack might be sneaky and might win somebody some money. Do we like that one? Because Minnesota's look bad during the preseason.
Minnesota doesn't look good and didn't look good during the preseason. Loss of Irv Smith, I'm still, agonizing over that. But a Bengals stack right now still, especially going into week one, And I think about, Millie and taking down that tournament, having to pay up at quarterback, also looking for somebody, that's gonna show up on that Bengals offense. There's still a lot of uncertainty there. The rookie isn't there yet. You hoping that you're going to get something from Barrow. A lot of folks are talking about him, but it's still, I think not one of those plays where you could say definitively you're going to get something from him on the ground. You don't think that offense is going to put up 3 or 4 touchdowns to the air. So I would have to probably pass on that as a stack.
All right. So Willie, you said there's a couple of games. You mentioned Atlanta, Philadelphia. What's your other big game this weekend?
Another game that's going to be very interesting is Tennessee and Arizona. Because you got to understand. See. First of all, sometimes I can't let that bother me. Tannehill is a hard guy for me to play, but when you pull the covers down and you look at the stats, he's going to be going against cover 1, cover 2. He's one of the best quarterbacks in cover 1, cover 2. Matter of fact, he has scored 27 touchdowns last year off of that. Okay, he's going to be going against that in Arizona, and that game is going to be a back and forth. Either quarterback is in play because Arizona's defense is going to be ass. Okay, so you better believe there's going to be some points being scored, and as long as Henry doesn't, take away those points, so maybe we're looking more on the Tyler Murray side. But Tannehill is a very sneaky play that people would not have, and you'd be surprised he have 20. Because remember, he runs a little bit, he passes a little bit. He is that type of quarterback that we're looking for. There's a dual threat, and he can have 27, 28 points, and then then you want a very condensed tree. You got Julio Jones and Brown. You know what I mean? Just like why we like Minnesota, but Kirk Cousins sucks ass. Number one. So. And the offensive line is kind of bad. So, you're looking more at Cook, but you're looking for, those condensed targets so we know where it's going to. Just like for Atlanta, a lot is going to be to Ridley and it's going to be to Pitts. We're thinking they're going to be a hell of a combination. And the same thing it's going to be a condensed tree that who's going to get the ball for Tennessee.
So although Swami, I like that
who do we like in that game? Who do we like in that game?
So I like that game a lot. And the reason I like that game a lot is because you got some new folks involved in the offense over in Tennessee because Arizona is expected to be a lot better this year, and you think it's going to be some points there. And also, it's not a lot of, I would say, that, we're certain it's going to be this guy. We're sure this guy's going to be high on. And so you have some opportunities there to get somebody who I think might be low on that can have a big game. The folks I'm looking at, obviously, is Hopkins in that game. He seems like the no-brainer on the Arizona side. And then coming back, if you had to pick somebody, I'm going back and forth between going with the running back. But I think Brown is probably a better play there. So they would be my 2 favorite picks if you ask me.
So, Swami, do you need a double stack, or could you just go Murray, Hopkins, A.J. Brown? Or do you need Murray, Hopkins, Kirk, A.J. Brown, or Edmonds? Do you need to have the double stack, or can you win with a single?
Obviously, you can win with a single, but the double stack is usually give you a little bit more leverage, and that's probably the way to go week 1 versus trying to go with the single stack, especially in that game, because I think you're not going to get that leverage against the field goal with a single stack in that game week 1.
What do you think, Willie? So who am I going? Can I run naked Kyler Murray, or would I go Kyler Murray? Check this out: Murray with Brown and Julio. Could I do that, or is that crazy?
Normally,
ain't coming.
And these Miller makers. Now, the old Willie would have said, go with the naked guy, but you're going to have a receiver because if he's going to go off,
yeah,
he's going to have somebody come with him. Now, the thing that can make it work is maybe he throws for 2 touchdowns to that receiver, right? And he runs for 2 touchdowns, and that will make everything just go, and that's how the game explodes.
But also what makes the double stack work very well, Doc, is that typically you're getting value from one of those other guys. And in that one, I think you got to pay up to get all of those guys in, and it's going to make the rest of the lineup, it's going to impact it there.
All right, I'm a big narrative guy. Okay, always have been, always will be. I think, you guys are athletes. You know what I'm talking about. You get up for the old team, the guys you know. Sam Darnold, Robbie Anderson, coming and playing the Jets. I mean, is it me or do I see? Call me crazy. Darnold, McCaffrey, Robbie Anderson, Corey Davis. I am going to win money here. Or is Willie going to tell me this is ass lineup? What am I getting with it?
Sam Darnold.
You like him?
He's not playing with Sam Darnold. He is not on our tree. He is what you call ass milk. Milk of the ass of the milk. He will not be in one lineup.
Willie, spot on there, Doc. He's spot on. I don't see it. Any Sam Darnold in my future. The Swami don't see it. He's Sam Darnold.
All right, so we're not buying the narrative then. The narrative's out.
Yeah, going against his own team. I see what you're doing. It's not like he's going against a very good defense. He goes back, and it's some of that, and sometimes we believe in that, somebody going back home or, those kind of things. So it is something to narratives, but it'll be tough to get Sam Darnold into it.
All right, I got a better one for you now. All right, how about this one? Josh Allen, who we like, against the Steelers, whose defense is at. How about if we do a double stack, hear me out, a little Stephon Diggs and a revenge narrative with Emmanuel Sanders, who used to play for the Steelers, and I come back with a little Deontay or Claypool or somebody, whoever Tre'Davious White's not covering. Do I like that one, Swami?
Now you're talking. You just showed up the formation. Absolutely. And I also think that Juju Smith, or again, whoever Drave's not covering, could be in play there. But because Allen is a stud, he could easily put up 4 scores this, weekend. If you got Diggs and Diggs get 2 of them, and you coming back against, say, I'm just saying Schuster this time, if he's getting 10 targets, which I think he might get in this game. Again, depending on how they're covering him, I still think Juju might be the guy, especially when they played last year. He kind of stood out more in the offense than the other guys. I think Claypool only had like 3 fantasy points or something in that game. And so if Juju could have a big game coming back, especially with those targets, if he's got 7-8 catches, he gets that 60, 70, 80 plus with a touchdown, then I think you got a stack that could take something down, make some noise.
Do we double stack that one, Willie, with Emmanuel Sanders, or we just single with Allen, Diggs?
You know what? And I'm going to tell you another guy that's very sneaky is Davis.
Gabriel did.
Davis for Buffalo. Davis came up like last year. He's got a lot of talent. And see, that would be the type of guy, if you went with Davis, everybody might, because – we got to remember, every time we have a guy that goes to his former team, we always get the narrative, right? So Emmanuel Sanders, but Davis is the one that's got the talent that they keep talking about.
I personally like Beasley. I think they got a little bit of a connection going, and I think if this game is really kind of close and going back and forth, that if we use that game theory, I think Beasley on 3rd down could really be involved, and he could get in the end zone as well.
I like that. I think the biggest play for me is figuring out which Steeler receiver it is, because I need to stay away from Tre'Davious White. And I've got to think that Tre'Davious is going to cover Deontay Johnson, which should leave Juju open in the middle of the field.
And the one thing we don't like is not Big Ben. Big Ben.
Ass milk, ass
white. I said, hold one.
No Big Ben.
But you're willing to take Juju?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Juju, Najee Harris.
Not enough double stack with Allen. They don't correlate very well with a guy coming in, and not quite.
Okay. All right. This is what you're going to get from us every week this year. It's going to get better than this. You know why? Because we love this. We love football. We love the game, and we love making you money. All right? So, Willie, any last thoughts for the balls to the walls call from Willie Walls?
Oh no. No balls to the wall. The balls to the walls call is gonna be next Friday when we're gonna have the balls to the walls call. But no, listen, this is a preview.
Swami, anything before the end of the show, or we're just saving it for next Friday?
I think we're gonna save a little bit the next Friday, but with Doc, we're dialed in, we're ready to go, and we definitely got some interesting picks as far as values, as far as some stacks that we think are really going to be interesting for Week 1. So let's go, guys.
All right, there you have it, guys. For the guys, I'm Dr. Roto saying be well.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com.